Welcome class. Today we are going to continue with chapter number 4, Organization of Data. Here we are going to discuss about the types of frequency series. The first one is about the discrete series. Let us go through the definition first. A discrete series is that series in which data are presented in a way that exact measurements of items are clearly shown. Here in discrete series, the items are exactly numbered rather than measured. Okay. Now we are going to do this with the help of tally marks or tally bars. Next point, it presents data in a very brief form. So first let us take an example. Marks obtained by 10 students out of 20 are given below. Construct discrete series. Here we have to construct the discrete series. Now first of all, to construct the discrete series, that means we have to understand that these are the scores which are obtained by the students. So we have to measure this or number this in the form of a series. You have to organize this in the form of a data. So first of all, what are these children? These are the marks obtained. So when we will make the table, we will write over here the first column will be marks obtained. It is not necessary that always it will be marks obtained only. Next we will take tally marks or tally bars. Then we will come with the frequency, right? Now what is the frequency? It is the exact number of measurement. Now first let us see with which number it is starting. You can see it is starting with number 20. Then which number do we have? We have number 21. Do we have number 22 anywhere? Yes, we have 22. Then 23 is present. Then 24 is present. And 25 is there. Then 26 is not there. 27 is present. Right. Now we are going to see how many times the number 20 has appeared. So that will be the frequency of this particular number. Now 20 has occurred only once. So we will mark here, we will write only one bar and we will write here number 1. This will be the frequency. Number 21, how many times it has occurred? 1, 2. Let us cancel this. 1, 2. So we will put 2 bars over here and the frequency we will write it in number form, that is number 2. Next we have number 22. This also has occurred once. So over here 1 bar and number 1 we will write. Next we are coming to number 23. How many times? 1, 2, 3 times. So over here we will draw 3 bars and we will write the number 3. Then number 24, it has come only once. Number 25, again only once. And number 27 also once. So in the frequencies of these will be 1, 1 and 1. Now how to check whether the table which you have made is correct or not? Over here, if you remember in lower classes, we always used to total it up, right? It is 1 plus 2, 3, plus 1, 4, plus 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many students' marks were obtained over here? 10. If your total is exact 10, that means your data is correct. So see, this is a discrete series where in which data are presented in a way that exact measurements of items are clearly shown. If the number of how many students obtained 20 marks? 1. So over here exact measurement is shown with the help of tally bars. Okay. Now it presents the data in a very brief form. You can see over here hardly we have to make 3 columns and the data is organized as the chapter needs. Next, not feasible for large data. This is okay if you have data of 10 or data of 15. But what if you have a data of 500 students or data of 1000 students? Then will you be able to sit and write, or first of all you need the data. For suppose in the question it is asking that there are 1000 students and these are the marks obtained. So for 1000 students there will be 2 to 3 pages where only the marks will be written. So it is not feasible for large data. It is very good for smaller data. Okay. Now let us move on to the next one. Next type of series we move on to is the continuous series or frequency distribution. Now talking about the previous one, we saw that it is only feasible or it is only compatible with the data when the data is small. But what happens when we have large data? So over here we have a type of series known as continuous series of frequency distribution. A continuous series is one where data is classified into certain groups or a range of values of the variable listed in a particular continuous group. The group are continuous. Over here if you see the table children, if you see the example 0 to 10, then from 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So over here they are classified into classes or groups or range, you can say. Alright. It consists of classes with lower and upper limits on the left and its number on the right of the series, commonly known as frequency. This is the class interval and this is the frequency. Now what is written over here? It consists of classes with lower and upper limits. What is the lower limit? The numbers on the left hand side, that is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40 are lower limits. And the numbers on the right hand side 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 are upper limits. Right? So over here, next point is data are classified into different classes called class intervals. So from 0 to 10, for suppose if you see this table, marks obtained are divided into classes or groups. That means how many students got the marks from 0 to 10. How many students got the marks from 10 to 20? How many students got the marks from 20 to 30? And likewise it is divided into the groups. Right. Now for example from 0 to 10, how many have scored the marks from 0 to 10? 10 students. How many of them have scored marks from 10 to 20? 15 students. Like this, how many have scored marks from 40 to 50? 5 students. So here exactly the data is not present for individual students. Right? If 10 students have got marks from 0 to 10, it can be any roll number. It can be any XYZ student. Here that point is missing as it doesn't show exact number. Okay, it will show when the data is large, if you add these, number of students have come out to be 75. So you see in the previous one we had the data of only 10 students. Now we have the data of 75 students. So you can see the difference here only. This is a larger data than that. So over here they are arranged into class intervals and on the right hand side we have the frequencies, that is the number of students who have got marks from ranging from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Right? Now we are going to discuss about few more terms related to this. We have discussed about what is class interval, what is a class or what is a range. We know what is a frequency. Now we are going to discuss about magnitude of the class interval. Now what is the magnitude of the class interval? Firstly it is defined or it is denoted by the symbol I, by the alphabet, English alphabet I. The magnitude of the class interval is upper limit minus lower limit. Okay, upper limit is denoted by L2 and lower limit is denoted by L1. In this case, the upper limits are these. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And the lower limits, that is L1 is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, the starting ones. Now for example, if I have to find out the magnitude of this data, so what will be my solution? My solution will be I is equals to L2 minus L1. Now you can pick any of the class intervals from here. It should be the same. 0 to 10, 10 to 20. Now if I am taking, suppose if I am taking the third class interval. L2 is what? 30 minus L1 is what? 20. So my magnitude is 30 minus 20, it is 10. 10 minus 0, 10. 20 minus 10, 10. 30 minus 20, again 10. 40 minus 30, again 10. 50 minus 40, again 10. Next we come to the term mid value. It is the average of the upper limit plus lower limit by 2. Okay, so how to find out the average? Upper limit plus lower limit by 2. It is denoted by the alphabet M. So, to find out M, that is the magnitude of the that is the mid value of the data, M is equals to upper limit, that is L2 plus L1 upon 2. Now, what is L2 over here? It is 10 plus L1 is what? It is 0. 4 upon 2. 10 upon 2 which is equals to 5. So, the mid value is what? It is 5. If I take over here 30 and 40. If I take the magnitude 30 and 40, so it will be L2 plus L1, that is 40 plus 30 upon 2, which is equals to 70 upon 2, which is equals to 35. So the mid value of this data is what? 35. The mid value of this data is what? It is 5. So guys, for this is 5, 10 to 20 it will be 15, 20 to 30 it will be 25, 30 to 40 it will be 35, 40 to 50 it will be 45. Like this, the magnitudes are calculated for each class interval, right? Next, we are going to discuss about the types of frequency distribution. First on the list we have exclusive series. Now, exclusive, the word itself means that something must have been excluded. That is why it is known as exclusive series while collecting the data. Now, exclusive series is that series in which every class interval excludes items corresponding to its upper limit. Now, the class items over here, if see for the example, 10 to 15, the marks are, we have a class interval of the marks 10 to 15. This is the lower limit L1, this is the upper limit L2. Now, whoever has scored marks number 15, those items will not be included in this class interval, rather it will be included in the next class. For this class interval 15 to 20, 20 is the upper limit, right? So the item which belongs to this value 20 will be in the next class interval, that is from 20 to 25, right? In this series, the upper limit of one class interval is the lower limit of the next class interval. Over here, 10 to 15, 15 is the upper limit in the first class interval, then it becomes the lower limit of the second class interval or the next class interval. Otherwise, if you will not include that, then the item which belongs to the value 15 will not be included either in this class interval or in this class interval. It will be left out, right? So over here, you see 20. This is the upper limit in the second class interval. It becomes the lower limit in the third class interval. Similarly, 30 becomes the lower limit of the next class interval. Upper limit frequency is not included in that class. That means whatever is the frequency that means whatever is the number of that particular limit will not be included in that very same class, but in the next class where the number will become the lower limit. Upper limit of a class interval repeats itself in the next class interval. We've already discussed before. I hope this is clear. Next, we will move on to inclusive series. The type of frequency distribution is the inclusive series. Here the word inclusive means that we are including something over here. Alright, look at this example. Here the marks are written 10 to 14, 15 to 19, 20 to 24, 25 to 29, 30 to 34, and the frequencies are given. Right, that means how many students have scored the marks from 10 to 14, how many of them scored from 15 to 19, and so on. Now, it includes all items up to its upper limit. That means the value which is there for number 14, even that value is included in this very interval. In exclusive series, the upper limit used to be the lower limit for the next class interval. But over here, there is no such role taking place, right? The upper limit of the class interval does not repeat itself in the next class interval. So if any item is having the value 40, then it will be included in this very range. In this class interval also from 15 to 19, ranging from 15 to 19, right? Ranging from 15 to 19, whatever is the value item which holds the value up till 19 is included in this range. So you see children, there is a gap also, there is no continuation. This is 14, this is 15, 19, 20, 25, 24, 25, 29, 30. So there is a gap. Now, in exclusive series, there was overlapping of the frequency, upper limit. There is no such overlapping in the inclusive series. Over here you can see 14 is not repeated in the next class as its lower limit. So there is no overlapping. I hope this much is clear. In the next video I am going to teach you how to convert the exclusive series into inclusive series. Thank you children.